Podcast.
I would like to begin this episode with a statement.
Yeah.
This is not a written statement. This is coming directly from my heart. I want you to know that. I want you, Neil, to know that.
Off the dome.
I also want the listener to know that. You ever go to a history class? You ever done that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You ever do like the old stuff?
The old stuff.
Like the really old stuff. For example, like today in history in 323 BC, Alexander the Great died. For example.
Shit. Today, day of this recording.
Yeah.
Pour one out. Or don't. I think he's a monster. Right?
Him and the Unabomber. Both died today. So one of the things that happened in ancient times.
Didn't the Unabomber die yesterday?
I don't know. I saw it today.
All right. I think it was yesterday.
It doesn't matter.
Might have been the day before.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway. All right.
It doesn't matter.
Don't want some like insane person to be like, did you know that the Unabomber and Alexander the Great died on the same day?
I don't want some insane person. You mean somebody who listens to this podcast?
There are, anyone who's listening to this.
Let's just go. Let's get this back on.
All right. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so there was a guy once. He had a kid. They were trapped in a maze. In order to get out of that maze, they built various contraptions.
Dude, Shia LaBeouf was also born today, June 11th.
Yeah, it's a big day for whatever astrological sign that is.
Right. Alexander the Great dies. Shia LaBeouf is born.
Rome falls in a single day. Anyway, everybody, Icarus flew too close to the sun, with his big wax wings, and he got all fucked up. Clearly, this playing this analogy out the long way is not working. We're getting sidetracked. So and by we I mean me. I personally, me Corey, I thought something would be funny to do.
Right.
After you brought it up, which was wouldn't it be hilarious if we did watch the clearly awful, terrible, no good, very bad looking movie Death to the Supermodels? And I was like, we should do that. Let's really do that. Let's actually do that. And even though we gave ourselves the escape mechanism of you don't even need to finish the movie because it might be bad. Neil, I regret to inform you I watched the entire film.
Holy shit.
And I feel so I have become death, destroyer of worlds, right?
Right.
Oppenheimer said that, I think.
That sounds like an Oppenheimer quote that was quoted in Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, yes.
I think I know how he felt.
You think so this like has ruined the rest of your life, essentially.
It's ruined the rest of all of our lives.
Essentially,
whether you watched the movie, whether you're going to hear us talk about the movie, whether you've heard of the movie, whether you don't know who we are at all, whether you grew up in fucking Indonesia or Greenland,
or
Portugal or the Democratic Republic of Congo or the other Congo, even
the right. No joke there. Right.
There's just two. Nobody is happy about this.
That was me realizing in the middle of a sentence or at the beginning of a sentence that this is probably not something I should try to riff on.
I think that's a good call because that's what Death to the Supermodels is for.
Sure. Yeah.
It will be the movie that riffs on all the things that you don't need to riff on. And anyway, it was very bad and I just want to apologize. And at the bare minimum, I do want people to take solace in knowing that I did, in fact, watch the whole movie, so like I at least did suffer. If you're worried about that, like I suffered for sure.
I warned you. I don't know, man.
Yeah, sure.
I warned you.
I don't know, you've warned me before about all kinds of stuff.
But like never about
don't get into crypto, it's gonna crash. And then it's like, well, now I have a golden Bugatti, so who's laughing now? And like, don't start
Corey, you have an NFT digital painting of a golden Bugatti. That's not the same thing.
How many golden Bugattis do you have, Neil?
The same number as you, which is 0.
Well, I disagree. Well, you ever heard of the information superhighway? It's about to be replaced with a blockchain, and I'm going to be driving that up and down the strip, baby.
How do you drive on a chain, though? Let's be real.
Ask Scorpion. There's our Mortal Kombat quota for the day.
I guess if you wrap your tires right in the blockchain, you can then drive on snow or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that worked fine. you said no, don't start taking energy supplements every day, all day. You're only supposed to take 5-hour energies like once every 5 hours. If you do it every hour, like you're gonna die. And then it's just I haven't slept since I started doing that, and it's been really productive for me in my ongoing entrepreneurial grind set that got me the golden Bugatti that I drive all the time. And it got me all these boating shirts off of Redbubble, and it got me fame and fortune, which is how all the rich people say it. I don't know if a lot of people know that. And
is this how we're announcing the MKP coin coming soon?
Yeah, coming soon, just in time for Crypto.com to shut down its trade in the United States. We are introducing the combat coin.
We're gonna get on Coinbase.
Which I think is also under investigation for like securities fraud or something.
I'm sure they all are. Right. But now's the time. No competition, right?
Yeah. In any case, I just want to say that I fucked up this time.
Yeah.
And I do want to take a guess about something, though, really quick, because I finished the movie.
Okay. You finished the movie. All right.
We know that you did not finish the movie.
I didn't finish this fucking movie. This is twice now that I haven't finished this fucking movie.
Did you get further this time?
I don't remember how far I got the first time because
that's fair.
There's nothing memorable about this movie.
There's no landmarks.
There's no, just minutes tick by and you're unsure of how many have. I don't even know how long this fucking movie is. You watched it over a period of like 3.5 hours. Is it that long?
Feels it at times. I don't think it was quite that slow. I did pause a couple times though. But I will say in the opening like 7 minutes, there is a litany of things that would justify turning the movie off.
That first 7 minutes was rough, but I did push past that.
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit here and say, and then there's a part where it gets good for a bit, because that never happens. But
that doesn't happen.
You said that you ultimately stopped.
Yeah.
And then you skimmed toward a certain part. Is it too early for me to just guess what that is? Like, do we need to do the rigmarole of like let's do the Corey corner, blah, blah, let's do the whatever. Like, does any of that even apply here?
I do want to do those things.
Do we have to do them now?
No, we can talk now. Before we get too deep, though, I do want to get into a little voice message we got from our friend Ben Jones.
Insane cliffhanger that we've just established. When is Corey going to guess Neil skipped to?
This is a disorganized episode, and that's okay. No, I think you should guess how far I got, and then we'll throw to Ben Jones.
How far you got before skimming?
I skimmed, and then go ahead and make your guesses. Yeah.
Okay.
Because who the fuck cares? Nobody's watching this.
I care.
All right.
Also, I didn't notice you said I haven't started it yet because I lack the courage. That you said that at like 11 p.m.
No, that was 11 in the morning yesterday or whatever. That was early.
So,
because you watched this thing in the morning, dude.
Yeah, bright and early. That's how I started my Saturday.
Yeah, I woke up to your message saying we fucked up.
Yeah. So you started sending me message. I'm gonna approximate about 3 minutes into the movie, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, with the name of Sung Hai Lee's character.
Yeah,
which I'll save. And then you said that you hated it, and then you said you'd give it 10 minutes. And then started skimming a little bit later. So if I had to guess that, I think you probably got to either the first argument between the two photographers or the affirmation CD.
No, I got past both of those moments.
Okay.
I made it literally to the first kill.
That was, which is like right after skimming. The thing that I guessed. So I wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess what you skipped to.
I didn't even make it through the whole conversation afterwards. I fast forwarded a little bit to the point where all of the models were saying that now that she was dead, they had to eat her, and Jaime Pressly was like, "No, we don't have to eat her. That was a movie about soccer players or whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, these aren't jokes. I'm gonna start skimming. And then I did watch another segment. Go ahead and guess what I skimmed to.
It has to be when somebody farts themselves to death.
No, dude, I haven't seen that.
What?
No,
Neil.
I haven't seen that. I know about it.
Neil. The scene is so long.
Are you talking about the scene where The character Yo says, "My booty's been poisoned. Somebody's trying to kill my booty."
Neil,
And
do you know how long that goes on for?
Well, according to IMDb trivia, during her death scene, Yo farts a whopping total of 75 times, plus 2 more times when she initially takes the wrecked suppositories.
Right, but how long do you think that takes to happen?
10 minutes?
No, not to oversell it, but just like it's constant. It is constant.
The farting is constant?
For 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. That's a... Jesus Christ.
But think about that in like actual terms. Like everybody goes like, oh, this thing took me 10 minutes. What you mean is it took like 4 minutes, but it was annoying. But like count in your head how long that is. And like people talk a bit through it, but less than you think.
It's just 3 minutes is the length of most Nirvana songs.
Yeah. It's barely shorter than the message we're about to hear.
Christ, no, I didn't even see that. God, there's so much of this movie I haven't fucking seen.
Guess so.
No, I'll tell you the part I skipped to was when Sung Hai Lee was fighting
the martial
the
arts,
ninja.
the actual martial arts part.
Yeah, I was like, this feels relevant to the show, so I'll watch this. But before we get ourselves even more depressed, you want to check in with what a listener of the show, Ben Jones, sent in for us this week? Now that we're like 15 minutes into the recording.
Yes.
Hello, gentlemen. This is Ben. It's
Is he in a cave?
It's 9:47 p.m.
He might be.
And it's the month after May.
Bro,
June 10th, 23. It's really hard to speak into a microphone, and I really appreciate what you guys do. But I have a few things to discuss.
This
guy
valor.
behind me has been blasting some kind of mix of country and rock music. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Neil is probably more in line with it. It might be a mix of Nickelback and Avril Lavigne and
Isn't that
Florida
me?
Georgia Line. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's god awful.
Nickelback and Avril Lavigne.
Hearing it.
Canadian
But anyway,
icons.
They Made Another One is a great show. I want to plug that because I've heard some of the episodes of the movies I've watched, and they're absolutely incredible. Because if you enjoy the energy that Corey gives on this show, you will enjoy They Made Another One. Because, I mean, why the hell wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Neil
so true.
made
Thank
me
you.
realize, in the sake of comedy, that you were thinking I was crucifying you about Formula One. Well, to be completely honest, my Formula One knowledge, it goes back, but to be completely honest, if you quizzed me, I would probably fail as well, and that's about it about that. But I am very knowledgeable about racing. My favorite IndyCar drivers, Helio Castroneves.
I know that guy.
NASCAR drivers, Dale Earnhardt Sr. Actually seen Dale Earnhardt Sr. win a race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. win a race.
Cool as shit.
Helio Castroneves win a race. Jeff Gordon win a race. I've never been to a Formula One race. I was going to go to one at Indianapolis, and I didn't. But there was only 6 cars that
The
ran.
2005 one? What the fuck?
I think it was 2004, 2005.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
in there. Something to look up. Oh yeah, my movie that I would put on. They made
I can't
another one.
believe he didn't
would
go
be
to that.
Men in Black 3 because I've watched that over 100 times, and that's
What?
one of my favorite movies.
That'd be his
And
TMAO
also,
pick, Men in Black 3.
No, I heard him.
That's
Okay.
it.
It would 100
But it
times.
continues. So you guys can break this up. The
Nope.
reboot movie. You guys should watch it. It'd be really great since Corey is Canadian, and that's one of my favorite shows
Reboot.
ever. Coming back from school and watching Reboot, I had no idea it was Canadian until a few years ago. And when Corey talked about the Federation of Martial Arts, and I think it was Quan Chi being a reboot man, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I thought about Bob, and that was
Reboot
pretty
man.
cool. So we need to get that going, or I don't know. You've ran out of content, so
Damn, dude,
You know.
put this on blast. He's like,
But the show
you
is
motherfuckers
leaving.
are out of ideas.
And this is something I found out just before recording this. And I was recording this because I wanted to laugh about the name and the character Crimmins. And Corey's laughter about Crimmins. I was trying to take a nap the other day, and I just thought about Crimmins. And just everything about Crimmins is so funny to me. And that's why I love the show, fellas. And I really look forward to your future endeavors. And thank you so much. And I look forward to more of Thick Zeros, Thick Doors.
Yeah.
And fellas, it's Gucci.
It so is. Thank you so much. That was really great. First of all, it's fucking nuts that he almost went to that 2005 Indianapolis race. I'm going to explain what that is really fast because people don't know.
Anything
cars,
to not talk about Death to the Supermodels.
6 cars started that race, I believe, because F1 at the time had 2 different tire suppliers. There was Michelin and Bridgestone.
Sure.
And they brought them to Indy. And the long and short of it is one of the supplied tire compounds like could not withstand the demands of the circuit and like was like physically incapable of racing. And teams are like married to the tire supplier. So if I remember right, only the Bridgestone tire cars, which was 3 teams, could race.
Jesus.
So like they're bringing F1 to the States. It's not as big as it is now by any stretch of the imagination. Iconic circuit, and then like 6 cars go.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Because someone fucked up the tires.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Jeff Gordon, I turned my head to the left just now. On my shelf, I have a Jeff Gordon hat from when I was a child.
Okay.
That's my guy.
That's pretty sick.
So that was fun. Man, he just cut to the chase, huh? He gets it.
Yeah. He gets it. Yeah.
He gets it.
He gets it. I think, to his point, I don't know about this. There's a reboot movie. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah, I believe it. I don't immediately remember one. Like nothing immediately comes to mind, but like.
I mean, this isn't the TV series starring Johnny Knoxville, right?
No.
But this is is there like a new remake of the TV show? Maybe he didn't mean to say movie. I'm not going to put words into your mouth.
Whatever it isn't new.
But we should do. Remember, Damien told us about the reboot episode that riffs on Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Yeah, I think we got to do that, and maybe we should also put. We should do 2. We're going to do 2 episodes of reboot. We're going to do that one, and then we're going to do an episode where they riff on Evil Dead 2 because Evil Dead 2 is a good movie, and I'll be happy to do that instead of talking about Death to Supermodels. Do you want to just bail here?
We could.
Now, we should probably talk about some of this, right?
I guess. I think the hurdle that I'm running into with that, like ideologically speaking, is I'm talking to a wall. Like I have secret knowledge, but like nobody who's hearing it knows. And like I am unwilling to explain the bits that will otherwise go unremarked upon for a variety of reasons.
Right.
So that's a tough one.
Look, I haven't finished the movie. I never will.
Uh-huh.
But I think you need to tell me in your words what happens in it. I think that we should just probably go over to the Corey Corner.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome to the Corey Corner.
Do you want to replace the engine sound with a car accident for that one? That might be good.
Ooh, maybe.
So there's a woman named Tiffany Courtney.
Her last name really Courtney? I missed that.
Yeah, her name is Tiffany Courtney. They say it multiple times.
Hilarious.
She is
off to a good start.
An editor at a magazine called Merle. Sort of like Merle Haggard, I guess. Frankly, I don't know what the magazine is supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm. Neither does the movie.
The movie's whole bit at the beginning, though, is like this magazine has a problem because its readership is not made up of what it considers to be normal people. and then
Right.
has a
Yeah.
graph where it's like all the people that read this are either in jail, trans, gay, or the clergy, basically. And there's like 1% normal women.
But
And,
they even lump the 37% of housewives in as not normal.
Yeah, it's not good. And if you're like, well, that joke seems a little tasteless despite its age, this is the rest of it.
Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. They're going to take shots at everybody.
They're
going to
take shots at everybody. And by everybody, we mostly mean like women and already oppressed communities. We mostly mean that.
But this movie just tells it like it is, you know?
Yeah, this movie opens. Actually, I didn't write this down, and I'm realizing I wish I had. So I'm actually gonna open the movie for a second.
I know the opening credits. It's like sensitive guy.
Yeah, I hate
films.
them doing this. So this movie opens with the MGM logo. I'm watching it right now, folks. This Corey Corner is happening in the realest time you've ever seen. It says, quote, "Sensitive male films and Glee Club, in harmony with Dudes Who Cuddle Entertainment, and endorsed by the Society for Guys Against Cleavage and Really Short Skirts, present a truly tender tribute to the glory of woman," and then woman is in pink text. And then it's like the Jaime Pressly credit, etc. So these guys really thought they were cooking something here. And they're not. Anyway, to get better readers to Merle magazine, they propose like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue with the top 5 supermodels on Earth.
So by normal, then are they defining normal on their chart as young horny boys?
It's not really. They seem to the graph largely seems to just exist to take that particular shot.
Right.
And they're just like, we need more, I guess, like straight hetero middle class readers.
Right.
Is the bottom line. I don't even remember if they're trying to target women or men with it. I genuinely don't. And I'm not reopening the movie. I just closed it again. So we'll just never know. So there are 5 supermodels in question. They are P, who is famous for 3 things: being Spanish, having a really incredible pout for modeling, and also having bipolar disorder.
Oh, I missed that. That's why she has the pills.
Yeah,
Okay.
they say it's the most extreme case of bipolar disorder since Jekyll and Hyde.
And they make her shake those pills like maracas.
And then the movie like never really like whatever. And then
because the joke is just that she has the
she does
condition.
the bipolar thing. Yeah, but like it's just like their joke is just like, this is what we think bipolar disorder is. LMAO isn't that hilarious?
Well, this is a time before people did research for things.
And then we have Sung Hai Lee's character.
Yeah.
Who has 2 terrible names. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Please.
You're gonna say it.
Her name is Hu Chi.
Her name, I'll say it too, is Hu Chi.
And her character arc is having an 8th degree black belt and having great familial shame for having gotten breast implants that she feels as though the spirit of her deceased grandfather laments deeply. And so in the interest of Confucian filial piety, she is trying to make up for that every step of the way.
This is the part of the movie I watched, and I don't remember that part. Does she keep calling her grandfather wonton? Was that...
No, they call her
Was that
boobs
why she kept
that.
saying... Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she calls her boobs her wonton.
Well, everybody else does more than her.
She says it like 4 times in like the first
And everyone
scene,
else says it more.
Because they're like, haha, she's Chinese. Make her say funny words like wonton.
And then, I do appreciate that you can tell that I did watch the movie and you didn't. Like, I don't know why I did this, but it's coming in handy, I guess. We have Darby, who is an American model whose whole thing is she can basically turn herself into a mannequin, and she doesn't speak. And she spent 12 days in the window of a Bloomingdale's before they realized that it was a human person.
Right. And someone changed her clothes 3 times or something like that before they realized she wasn't a mannequin.
And then we've got
I've seen people change clothes on mannequins. You have to remove the arms, so I'm not sure how that worked.
I can put my arm back on. You can't. I'm Astar, a robot from Planet Danger. I'm trapped inside of a Bloomingdale's. Somebody help me.
I hate that I set you up for that.
Oh,
Fuck.
dude, slam dunk, baby. You think I was gonna miss that? You're out of your mind. And then we have yeah, you get those laughs out. I'm gonna keep going.
Keep going.
We have Yo. Her name is just Yo. She is the only black character in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's from New York.
Well, she had a friend in her scene where she got the call to be in the shoot.
That is fair. You're right.
And that friend is credited as Booty Girl, I believe. So
great. So in the words of Al Pacino in Heat, the thing that she's famous for is having a great ass. Is that joke for anybody? I don't know. So her claim to fame is just having a big booty, according to the movie, and it was the inspiration for a hit rap song by the one funny joke in the movie. The fact that there is a rapper named Inky Stinky made me laugh.
Inky Stinky.
It's just a funny name for a guy to have.
What's the song called? Baby Got Back.
No,
as
I
big
didn't.
as Shaq.
I didn't write that.
It's called something
down.
like that. Baby Got Back as big as Shaq.
And the most famous model of all of them is Ava, who is from Germany. She's got a couple. There's a couple issues with her.
Yeah,
she is like widely considered, the most famous and the most like desirable and attractive of all the supermodels, to the point where she doesn't like bathe or clean, or the funniest thing the movie could come up with, shave her armpits or do any of that stuff. And
so funny.
Also, she's descended from Nazi royalty.
Not just descended from them, proud of her Nazi heritage.
She wears an SS themed bikini at one point.
She does do that.
She does do that. And then so
you can see pictures of that on IMDb.
And so these 5 women, along with Tiffany Courtney, go to Merle's. I'm just gonna call them editor-in-chief Merle. Go to a private island alongside 2 photographers, Gunter and Gerd, who are explicitly identified as being asexual.
Yeah, they're Merle. Her name is Merle, the editor. She's like, aren't they gay? And Jaime Pressly's character says, they're asexual. They just spoon, because you can't be gay and asexual, apparently. Not in 2005 anyway.
What you need to picture about these characters is just, it's a gay stereotype.
Yeah.
So
except one of them doesn't speak.
Yeah. And in a better movie, that gimmick would at least be interesting. Just, we have 2 guys who were weirdos and one of them doesn't talk, but the other one can understand him. There's something there, just not in this movie. So then there's a couple curveballs. Tiffany Courtney is a woman who has had an unsuccessful modeling career herself before getting into the media, and due to her absolutely destroyed self-confidence, has like a positive affirmations CD.
Yeah.
That, I'm just going to cut to the chase, starts just telling her that she needs to kill the supermodels, and she starts having like back and forth conversations with it about like how this is her chance to finally like get back at all of these like hateful people, all these women that hate her.
Weird that a product like that would be on the market.
Yeah, and it's weird that it's like self-aware. Again, it's a cautionary tale about generative AI. So
is that how it plays out in the movie?
No. Did you see the end?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I'll clarify. I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this.
I watched a segment of the end, but I didn't have the patience.
I'll make sure we know.
To sit through the whole thing, and so I don't know if there's like a twist. It feels like the kind of movie where they're gonna be like, "This is the end." This is actually the end.
There's a twist. If you don't think there's a twist, then you didn't see the end.
Well, I know the twist, but I don't know the. Anyway, we'll get to it. Doesn't matter. Just ruin it. Just ruin it now. Fuck it.
Well, no, I want to. We're almost there.
Okay.
Because I need to establish that ninjas appear on the island that can do teleportation magic.
Oh, that's right.
And they start killing all the supermodels. So like Tiffany is being told to kill the supermodels, and then separate from that, they all start dying.
Okay.
P is shot through the back with a spear gun.
Right. And that's when I checked out.
Sung Hai Lee's character is killed in hand-to-hand combat, and then the ninja does a Fortnite dance. And then the big joke there is they reveal that the character is trans.
Right, that's right.
The big punchline of that. I
remember that.
Which is awesome. And then we have Marcel Larisse's character after that. Some of these names I'd just rather avoid. Who is the fart death, as we've established.
Okay. The 3-minute fart death.
Yeah, all along the way, Tiffany is just trying to convince everybody that everything's fine and we should just try to keeping the shoot going and, whatever. And that's basically it. Like, Gunter and Gerd have some conversations and Tiffany tries to keep things on rails while arguing with a CD. And then, like, they just keep dying, and that's all that's happening. And
okay. All right.
Meanwhile, Ava has been attempting to seduce the gay asexual photographer because she has sex with all of her photographers, and that's what makes the photos better. That doesn't work, and then they are both found dead by ninjas. And then we discover that the ninja at the end confronts Tiffany and Gerd.
Okay.
And the ninja is revealed to be Merle.
Right.
And then Darby, who we haven't heard speak or move or do anything, is actually a woman named Sarah, who is still a supermodel but also a lesbian. And they have and they are in a relationship with each other. And they established this entire shoot as a conspiracy to kill the greatest supermodels in the world, and in their place establish Darby or Sarah, whatever, who is revealed to like take a wig off and have like a short pixie cut kind of haircut just to really sell the whole lesbian thing. And
sure,
then,
2005 lesbian haircut.
Like
I
they're establishing that like they're gonna take over the world with this new thing where it's like, it's like dishonorable and embarrassing to have notoriety simply for being attractive. There is no virtue in beauty whatsoever. All of these people are useless, shallow husks of women, and we'll fix it by being hot. But what if we were smart also and used that to like fix world hunger and like persuade world leaders and like establish cultural dominance by having like new, cool, intelligent supermodels who are hot, but they're not just hot, they're also smart, because just being hot is gross and cringe. They reveal that Tiffany was arguing with a CD the whole time because they secretly implanted chips into her head that were set up attached to a receiver. And
is that why there was narration on occasion? Is that why there was someone commenting on the events like throughout the thing? Oh my god!
Because the third person involved in this conspiracy is Ava's pet human man, none other than the one and only Wee Man is in this movie, and he is dubbed over with a British voice, and he has been wearing a headset, and he has been narrating to Tiffany this entire time as the gaslighting mechanism. So then and his name is Dieter in the movie because Germany. And then so all of these people are in on it. And then Merle kills Tiffany. Tiffany's just dead.
Oh, damn. She
and
didn't even make it to the end.
No, and then Merle and Sarah are like walking away talking about their schemes, and then Sarah just shoots Merle. So now she exclusively controls the new supermodel regime, and then the movie ends. That's it.
Okay, so the reveal I saw was the Merle and Sarah thing or whatever her name is.
So then there's a secondary reveal and then a tertiary reveal.
Christ.
And then also this Wikipedia page has one of the funniest sentences I've ever seen on a Wikipedia page, I think.
Let's hear
if you'll indulge me. Let me just really get ready for this one.
Yeah.
And then
red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
The movie ends with Merle and Sarah/Darby on the beach talking about the future. But Merle is then shot, presumably with fatal consequences, by Sarah/Darby, presumably so only she would control the new wave of models.
Might have been setting up for a sequel, you know?
We've got no way of knowing. I would like to bring everybody's attention to the reception tab of the Wikipedia page. It includes the following.
All right, let's hear it.
Scott Weinberg of DVDtalk.com described the film as, quote, one of the stupidest, sloppiest, skankiest, and most amazingly unfunny comedies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what to make of his employment of the word skankiness there, but whatever. Catriona Mathewson of Courier Mail gave it 1 star, writing, "We have a new contender for the worst movie ever made." And then in classic form, Impulse Gamer gave the movie a 7.9, saying, quote, "It's cheese, it's camp, it's a really bad movie, but somehow manages to pull itself together for an almost decent laugh." Almost decent is a 7.9, Impulse Gamer?
Yeah.
Somebody put that on the Wikipedia page in January of 2022, and the last update on this page was 2008.
So he put his own thing on there, clearly.
But this Impulse Gamer review is not even dated.
Impulse Gamer,
the website's been around since 2001. It probably reviewed it at the time.
Well, okay. Well, look, here's the thing. Like, he gave it a bad review, right? Because he's a gamer, right? So
no, he gave it a 7.9. Neil, that's not bad.
But if anything on IGN gets a 7.9 that the gamers love, they're like, I can't believe they destroyed it with a fucking good review. Your days are numbered, gamers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like 7.9 is like a bad score for a video game according to certain people.
Yeah, all those people are also wrong. So,
yeah. There's 2 10 out of 10 reviews on IMDb. We'll get to those later.
Well, I don't even want to do that much more on this, but
all right, let's go over to the Neil Nook.
Well, yeah, let's do our due diligence and then really just drive it all home.
All right.
Welcome to the Neil Nook.
It's Gucci.
This movie, quote unquote, was written and directed by Joel Silverman, who also directed and wrote a movie called Nailed, a movie called Full Court Miracle, and after Death to the Supermodels, a movie called Surf School. Wrote something called Costa Rican Summer, and wrote the screenplay for something called Afterwards. And that was in 2015. Hasn't done shit since then. Had a whole decade of working on projects after this movie came out, though.
And thank God for that.
Nominated for both Writers Guild and Humanity Awards for Best Screenplay. Writer Joel Silverman has scripted projects for studios including Disney, Universal, Paramount, Fox 2000, Sony, Paramount, blah, 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 Screen Gems, whatever.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
That genuinely and truly sucks.
Why are we talking about it on this podcast, though? This isn't a Mortal Kombat thing, right? Just because there's a ninja in it? That's not good enough.
Unfortunately, there's 2 other relevant factors.
This movie stars Jaime Pressly as Tiffany, a.k.a. Mika, right? Brooke Burns as Eva, a.k.a. Jessie from Baywatch.
The Brooke Burns
AKA
casting is the craziest one. Like, that was the one where I was like, I had forgotten that, and I was like, why do I recognize this person? And I was like... Oh, yeah.
AKA Lori. Was her character named Lori?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
Correct. During the Fight Club episode.
And then Lee Seung-hai as Hu-Chi. I don't think I want to shame anybody else for being involved in this. I don't know. Reginald L. Johnson is in this.
The bloopers during the credits made it seem like everybody was having a good time. So I don't really want to shame anybody because that includes the people that are ostensibly the butt of every single joke. So maybe it was fine. Can I say that doesn't make up for the fact that this is conceptually deeply embarrassing? Yeah,
yes.
Obviously. It would be nice if they didn't have to be in the movie, because I'm sure they needed like money and stuff. And they're professional actors and they need stuff to act in. I wish it weren't this. Right. I don't think they necessarily need to be shamed. It was 2005. This is just the worst example of that era, but like, I don't know. Whatever.
I'm gonna read one other person's credit, and it's the person who plays the ninja.
Yeah.
TJ Storm.
Okay.
Is a familiar name to anyone? Not a super familiar name for me, but I was like, I've seen that before. I know this person. TJ Storm has been in Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, the Blood Rain movie. Does a lot of motion capture for video games, including playing Marduk in the Tekken games. Yeah. Right? Doing the mocap for him. he's Birdie and a Shadaloo soldier. These might be voice. Yeah, these are voice credits for Street Fighter V. Did stunts for the Tomb Raider reboot game. Motion capture. That's pretty cool. I love that there's like stunt performers for video games now. I think that's very awesome. Just generally.
I agree.
Right. But here's why we really care about him. He is credited in 1995 as guest fighter in the movie Mortal Kombat.
Cool.
He's also credited in 1994's Street Fighter movie as Man.
You need a few of those.
You do need a few of those. So, pretty fun. That's another Mortal Kombat connection we found in here.
I do regret to inform everybody that if you were like, maybe I'll just load up the martial arts scene, it is the slowest
It's not good.
martial arts choreography perhaps ever conceived. And it's clunky and it's shot really strangely. And it's certainly not a highlight.
No, it's not good. I just the name jumped out at me on the cast list. That's all. Like, I'm not like praising his work on this movie.
No, I know.
He did a fine job. You know,
I mean, they did what they were asked to do, right? Like, I'm not begrudging anybody that.
Kombat shit. He feels like a candidate. Oh, he was in the Conan the Adventurer TV series. 18 episodes of Conan the Adventurer. That's cool. And he was in a movie called Kick of Death.
Nice.
Oh, dude, he's in VR Troopers. Hell yeah.
So, now that we got all that out of the way, there's something I have to say.
Just again, Reginald Bell Johnson from Family Matters is in this movie. Okay, that's a scene that I saw. The cops interrogating her for some reason. Tiffany.
They do an extended Basic Instinct riff,
and then they're like, the guy like grabs his gun and he's like, "Hey, keep your legs together."
Yeah,
that was a little. I'll admit.
Well, what I was about to say is there is a very small number of chuckles in this movie.
Okay.
However,
is that one of them?
None of them hinge on all of the offensive shit.
Right.
But
Chris Ellis, that's the other cop. Okay.
For example, when the photographers say on the walkie-talkies, "Attention, Tiffany and all supermodels, you must now report to the beach to share a moment in history." That's just funny. There's just no two ways about that. That's a funny thing for somebody to say. Also,
one of the last lines of the movie I heard
when Tiffany is talking with Yo about the fact that everyone told her that her butt was flat, there is just an added sound effect of a crowd going "aw" in the background, like you threw it in the gutter in Wii Bowling. And look, man, that's funny. However, those are basically the only two laughs.
Yeah.
At the end, they say that the establishment of intelligent supermodels will be their jihad, and they name drop Palestine.
Jesus Christ.
Like, it really gets out of hand quickly. It's like you may chuckle a handful of times throughout a movie that is otherwise humiliating, embarrassing, and above all else, deeply stupid.
Yeah.
And no number of Dostoevsky name drops or crowd sound effects will save that. Did you get all the way to the end? Did you see that this movie is dedicated to someone's memory?
You're lying.
I will send you a screenshot right now. I've never been lying less in my life, Neil.
Talk about disrespecting the dead.
It's one of the
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like because I watched the credits because there's bloopers.
Oh, there's also a deleted scenes reel on the DVD,
and then
that means that there's stuff that didn't make it into the final cut of the movie.
It does mean that. I don't know why it just the movie just like skipped. I just want to screenshot this one thing, man. Free me from this prison, dude. Is it after this scene? I'll find it in a second because I want you to just see that it exists.
Okay, I believe you.
But it'll be funnier to see it. I feel strongly that is true. If nothing else, I guess the actors got to like hang out at a pretty nice looking resort for a while.
Yeah, that's probably fun. It's similar to Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball in that way.
Yeah, Jaime Pressly was like went to the Michael Caine school of book your roles based on if you get to go to a tropical island.
It's pretty smart, honestly. Like that That's 2 years in a row, 2005, 2006. Do you think this film?
And one of them was even good. Like,
do you think they shared a location and that's why she did this one? I don't think so, because she's a producer on this movie too. We should hold her accountable for that.
Jamie.
I know. We should hold
Jamie.
Miss Pressly. Oh.
It's at the very end. It's after like the deleted scene bits and the bloopers and everything.
John M. Tarosian. I'm so sorry. Time to Google you.
I just tried. I didn't find anything.
John Tarosian obituary 2008.
It's too late.
Yeah. There's a 1923 John Tarosian and ancientfaces.com. Fuck.
Well, anyway, I think the meanest thing you could do to somebody is dedicate this movie to them. And I mean that earnestly. And, I don't want this to inherently, somebody, if engaging with us in bad faith, would just be like, hey, man, it was 2005 and it's 2023 now. And like standards are different. And it's like, go fuck yourself, man. Like,
this is worse. Yeah.
The bottom line is, and like I established this for a reason, but like even if everybody had fun, and like nobody felt put out during the actual making of it, and people at the time were down and whatever, none of that excuses the actual content of the piece in question. Like the material statements being made and the comedy framing and what is being implied to be funny about others is, regardless of year or time or who made it or why, just complete bullshit. Like, it's brainless, offensive bullshit. And
not even just that, it's incompetent.
It's also just not funny.
Right.
Like, look, there's all kinds of outdated shit that will still make somebody laugh, right?
Right.
Like outdated, offensive, whatever, but it's like you'll still try to be like, oh, I wish I didn't laugh at that, but I guess it kind of got me. It's like, there is not a single element of the core comedic thrust of this experience that will make you laugh. Like, it was a Wii bowling sound effect that got me. Like, that is not anything.
Or, for me, who didn't watch the whole movie, it was the one cop reaching for a donut and the other one smacking his hand and saying, hey, man, calories. Right? Like, that made me
notably
laugh.
Not offensive humor.
Not offensive.
Like,
that was just like a funny little bit. Just and that was a chuckle. That wasn't even like, this is so fucking...
No, these are like...
People need to know, and I think people already do know this. Like, I have sat through all of the direct-to-DVD American Pie movies, the American Pie Presents catalog, more than once.
Uh-huh.
And there's some offensive, outdated shit in those. This movie is worse. This movie does worse, less funny things than those pieces of shit.
Well, and the entire thrust is we've established a stereotype. We're going to kill that person. Isn't it awesome that people that only have notoriety for being attractive are both stereotypes and now being killed? They deserve this.
I feel like
the argument is, like, I know it's a comedy, but like the argument is these people are only famous for being hot and they're all stupid and they deserve to be killed.
Even if, so I'm not going to find this IMDb review, but there's one IMDb review that was relatively positive that was trying to make the argument that the movie was like lampooning like the people who consume that kind of stuff.
It's fucking not.
But first of all, it wasn't. And even if it was, it fucking failed at that too. Like, it failed at that as well.
Why is there such a willingness in the face of like deeply mediocre output to give benefit of the doubt when, if that person were to watch a movie that like a woman made and they thought it was bad, are they giving that person the benefit of the fucking doubt that it was actually LMAO a bit the whole time? I don't fucking think so, man. Like, let's just be realistic. Like, that person wants to say it's secretly satire just because they thought it was all funny and correct and fine to do.
Yeah.
And more than anything, it's just fucking stupid. Like, the movie's just stupid.
It's stupid, and unfortunately, there's like a subset. All right, we're gonna jump into an IMDb review.
Things can be funny and stupid, but like,
oh yeah, Dead or Alive, for instance.
That guy puts on sunglasses that upload fight AI into his brain.
Yeah,
that's
funny.
stupid.
Funny movie, stupid movie. Knows what it is, though.
Also,
right.
a movie
right.
that has somehow probably more outright physical objectification of women than this movie, and yet feels distinctly less disgusting about it.
Mm-hmm. Because that was just stuff that happened in that movie. It wasn't the focus of that movie, right? The focus of DOA was this fighting tournament and these sunglasses. It was just the way it was told was the exploitative part, right?
Yeah.
The positioning of the cameras, etc. Let me read some of these two. There's 10 out of 10 IMDb reviews, all right? And I'm putting both of you on blast. Okay. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Hippie on Strike in 2008 says, seriously, I believe I'm the only person that enjoys this film. I've probably seen it 100 times since I bought it. I guess people get mad because this movie isn't politically correct, it isn't intelligent, and it isn't sexy, but it's an awesome way to spend less than 90 minutes. First of all...
Awesome way?
There's no way that this movie... How long did this movie feel to you, I guess is my question.
It doesn't actually, it only drags because it feels stupid. And, it's not structured very well. But, I don't know. It didn't feel like 10 hours or anything, but it didn't feel its length either. It felt a little long, but...
Okay. All right. I want to snatch a little bit from this other review. Oh, that review was titled, has to be one of the funniest movies ever.
Also, man, truly nothing has ever changed. Nothing has changed. Just this isn't PC, bro. It's nothing's changed at all.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed at all.
I know. So Hippie on Strike titled that review, has to be one of the funniest movies ever. And then he later says, the comedy isn't exactly laugh out loud, but I'd rather giggle all the way through a movie like I did with this rather than have one good laugh and be bored for the remainder of the film.
Insane take, but okay.
That makes it the funniest movie ever. I can't think of a single other movie that's actually funny where you just laugh the one time.
Somebody's never heard about Crimmins.
Right?
All you need is one good bit.
Dude, maybe that's who TJ Storm played in the movie since he was just cast as fighter.
Could be.
Next 10 out of 10 review, Fun in the Sun by Luther11. I rented this movie today. It was hilarious. My father laughed so hard he had tears in his eyes. We will watch it again tomorrow before we return it. The deaf mute had great expressions and his partner was funny as well, reading his mind.
In fairness, and look, I don't say this lightly at all. If you're going to highlight anything of that was actually funny, it would probably be them, right?
They were pretty
there's
funny performers for what they were doing, for
gimmick
sure.
There. And it's I can understand why somebody might, okay, you know what? Let me down.
Okay, so we should say Taylor Negron played Gunther and Matt Winston played Gerd. Okay, we should give a shout out to the boys.
I feel like I recognize both of those guys, and I have no idea why.
You've seen them in other things.
Yeah.
They are character actors for sure. Actually, let's just jump into let's see what they're up to.
And look, I'm not forgiving anything, but I find it interesting that they're highlighting that first. I do think that those guys are at least trying to do something.
Taylor Negron was in The Last Boy Scout and Biodome.
I haven't seen those films.
Matt Winston, Little Miss Sunshine, Jurassic Park. Oh, he's additional crew in Jurassic Park. He's Matt in Halloween H2O 20 years later, if that means anything. And he was in they're character actors. I've seen them in stuff. Their faces have popped up in other things.
Yeah.
All right, back to this review. Jaime Pressly looked good, but I would have liked to have seen her in a bikini more. Brooke Burns looks good even with hair under her arms. Reminds me of my ex-wife, only good looking.
What does that mean? Was she a Nazi or did she not shave her armpits?
Dude's just here on IMDb.
Just
talking about his
letting
divorce.
it all hang loose.
I think the teen boys will love this movie most of all. The girls will like it because it makes a joke about models. Best of all is the entertainment value. I didn't know some of the actors, but I did notice Wee Man from the Jackass movie. Diane Delano was great as the parentheses Rosie O'Donnell character.
Wow, what a crazy way of framing that. What year was this review written? The Rosie O'Donnell character? It's crazy.
2005. You weren't allowed to write lesbian on the internet in 2005. Can I tell you a little bit about my journey watching this movie?
Yeah, I think that's what we should cap it with, because you didn't even get all the way. And then
right.
I think we should free ourselves from this prison because, oh my God, it's been an hour somehow.
Yeah, and all of the things I'm about to tell you are reasons why I didn't get through the rest of the movie. I put the DVD in for this. I bought this DVD online. I paid somewhere around $4 to $7 for it. Looks like it got ran over by a truck. People know. So I popped it in the old Xbox Series X, and the DVD starts with an unskippable red band trailer for the Steven Seagal movie Black Dawn.
That's fucking awesome.
But the trailer is in 4:3, but then letterboxed, so it's just this small
so
rectangle
funny.
in the middle of the
That
screen.
is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
Holy fuck. That's funnier than the entire movie.
All right, the next trailer plays, also unskippable from what I could tell. Admittedly, the movie player controls on the Xbox not perfect. All right. A movie called The Cave, which is about some people who are like exploring underwater caverns, like scuba diving and stuff, and then they encounter monsters. And it actually looks kind of cool, but it has a tagline that is there are places man was never meant to go, which I couldn't help but feel was a warning about watching the movie Death to Supermodels.
Yeah, like again, Icarus. We talked about this. I explained Icarus very poorly earlier.
Yeah, it's that thing that you said earlier. Then a third trailer plays for a movie called a submarine war movie called USS Poseidon Phantom Below, with just the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life for like the torpedoes and the depth charges. That was all just leading up to me getting to the DVD menu. Okay. I'm already worn out at that point.
Right.
So then I'm like, I gotta check out the special features on this thing, see what we're dealing with in terms of extras.
Do we have to?
I was curious. I'm allowed to be curious.
I mostly just want to be free.
So in the special features, I saw that there's a deleted scenes montage, and I was like, well, that's a good place to start. So I hit play, and the first deleted scene is Jaime Pressly talking, but you can't hear what she's saying because they've laid music over the deleted scene montage. So you're just watching her mouth words while like weird tropical music plays, and that's it. And then the thing continues, and it's like, I was like, oh, this feels just more like bloopers. I'm not going to watch this. So then I wanted to see what other previews were on this thing. We've got previews for Black Dawn, Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, Mirror Mask, Single White Female 2, The Psycho, Swayno, a movie I've never heard of, The Baxter, a movie I've never heard of, The Cave.
Why is there so many?
USS Poseidon, The Phantom Below, and Wild Things, Diamond in the Rough.
Why was there so many? Also, do we know if that's the second, third, or fourth Wild Things?
That is the fourth Wild Things movie, I believe. It might be the second one. Wild Things. And we're not watching any of these.
No.
I'm drawing a fucking line.
No. Not on this show,
Wild
anyway.
Things, Diamond in the Rough. Yeah, I believe that's the third or fourth one.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, and from what I understand, they're all the same movie.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Okay.
There's got to be wild things in it, and then like stuff happens.
This is the third. Have you seen the first Wild Things?
No, I want to because like Nev Campbell's in it.
Yeah, it's pretty good for like a seductive thriller, right? My understanding is that the plot for Wild Things 2 is exactly the same as the plot for Wild Things 1, and the plot for the third one, Wild Things Diamond in the Rough, is the exact same plot as well. But guess what the fourth movie in the Wild Things series is called, Corey?
What?
Wild Things Foursome.
I think I knew that weirdly. I think I knew that from like They Made Another One reasons, but
That
like
feels like They Made Another One territory.
oh, it is 100%.
Interesting. On the IMDb page for Wild Things Diamond in the Rough, in the more like this, there's the other Wild Things sequels: Cruel Intentions 3, Poison Ivy 3, Poison Ivy 2, Poison Ivy 1.
We're taking a break from this kind of shit before we do that Poison Ivy movie, by the way.
You want to take a break from this? You don't want to go for the Jaime Pressly hat
Nope.
trick right away?
No, we've been wronged.
We've been wronged. It is a better movie than this.
Of course it is, but like that doesn't mean I want to just like go head first.
Is it because she was a producer?
No,
on
I'm
this
just
film?
I'm
Are
just
you mad at
I'm
her?
just overly jaded, you know.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
think we deserve joy.
This movie did a lot of damage, didn't
That's
it?
a lot of damage.
I don't think I have anything else to fucking say about it.
I
think
certainly don't.
We've said more than I expected us to. And granted, most of that was Ben's message,
Oh yeah,
and then
this
me talking
this
about
will be condensed.
DVD features. It's not going to be condensed that much. It'll be cleaned
I'm
up.
done.
Bad movie.
Don't watch
it. No, nobody needs to watch this fucking
You
movie.
just said don't watch it in unison.
It's not good. It's not funny. It doesn't have important things to say.
It's not hot. either. If
It's
you were even
not-
hoping that might be present.
If you were hoping, no, and it's decidedly not. Like it makes it a point to not be sexy, which you could almost be like, okay, yeah, I see where this is a parody of model culture or whatever, but parodies have something to say, and this is just like generic PC bullshit and like making fun of the woman who is all natural and doesn't shave her armpits, but she's also a Nazi. It's like,
and also, she's so hot that no one cares that she doesn't do woman stuff.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
don't watch it. Nobody watch this.
just don't.
Don't even listen to this episode now that you're through it.
Yeah, if I could turn back time.
All right. Yeah, I'm fucking done, dude. This was a mistake. I forgive you,
Thank
first
you,
of all, for
'cause
committing us to this.
I would understand if this ended the show.
No, I couldn't do that to you. I mean, you've had to sit through some shit for me, and I didn't even sit through all of this. So like, how mad
frankly,
can I
though,
really
I don't
be?
know why I did.
You
I don't know what I stood to gain.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anything happens in this
Nope.
movie except a bunch of people like get poorly murdered. I don't know. Everyone in this movie deserved better. What do you got going on, Corey?
I'm gonna go crawl into my bed and not leave it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Can I come?
I mean, wait, did those two guys decide that the outside or the inside was the less preferable position? I don't. I was gonna do the
remember.
joke and I don't even remember. Whatever. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, whatever.
MortalKombatConquest.ca. I mean,
Yeah,
they made another one's
check it
already
out.
been plugged, so
yeah,
it's been
yeah.
handled.
Thanks,
Thank
Ben,
you,
for
Ben.
plugging the other show.
And Strat 2, I don't know, we'll record it soon.
Subscribe to the show, podcast apps, Twitter, Instagram at MKPodquest, mkpodquest.redbubble.com. Buy some of these new sick fucking shirts that we put out.
Rate the show 5 stars.
Rate the show 5 stars.
5 more
If-
stars than you would give the movie.
If Death to Supermodels can get 10 out of 10s on IMDb, we should be able to get 5 out of 5s on your platform of choice. So do that. And check out my alien show, Crew Expendable, at crewexpendable.net. Talk about alien stuff. And as always, they're asexual. They just like to spoon.
And as always, attention Tiffany and all supermodels. You must now report to the beach to share a moment in history.